How can I change? How can I stop doing this? How can I stop being who I? But I want to keep my stuff.
And I want to paint a clear picture that it's not just drug dealers.
It's not just drug dealers. No.
You know, folks that are on the street.
It's the guy that works at Chrysler. It's the guy that works at FedEx. It's the guy that works at Ford and General Motors, and the guy that's the janitor. Let me give you a perfect example. I've been in this building almost 12 years. They just hired a new janitorial service. But for the past 12 years, there's been an older Caucasian female who's worked in this building, who I've seen every day for the past 12 years. And she has been getting physically abused for the past 12 years. She comes in with black eyes, she comes in with blue noses, she comes in with her lip busted. Now, it's not up to me to go to her and say, sister, I know your husband or your man is whooping your ass. This is what I do. What my job is to give information, alternatives to the behavior that's been being demonstrated. But you cannot help a person until they're ready to be helped.
At what point do you make that transition, or at what point do you say, this isn't for me, or I need to change? This is
there has to be some form of something has to occur in your life. There has to be a fork in the road. You have to get to the fork in the road.
What was the fork in the road for you?
The 3 life sentences. I sat in the Oakland County Jail for almost 2 years. Excuse me, I turned 30 and 31 inside of the Oakland County Jail. I never thought I'd live past 30. So everything after that was like a plus for me. But since I did live past 30, and prior to getting indicted, my first mentor, Bishop Bride Mother Rose Alice Tompkins, used to have me come out to her house every morning at 6 a.m. I had no idea what she was doing at that point. This is what changed my life, okay? I had no idea when she would have me come out there at 6 a.m., she cooked me breakfast, and then she bust the Bible on me. And we'd sit there from 6 to probably 8, 10 in the morning. And she would just go over the Bible with me. In my mind, because I went to her one day and I asked her, how can I change? How can I stop doing this? How can I stop being who I? But I want to keep my stuff. I want to keep my houses and my cars and my jewelry and my furs and at least a couple of women. You know what I'm saying? That's how I thought. And she told me, she said, you know, I thought she was gonna come with something profound, you know? And she said, you just gotta wait. And it was nothing but while I was in Oakland County Jail, this white guy had done something to me. And I was standing on the chair and I was about to stick him in his head. And the Spirit of God in me said, if you kill him, you will never go home. I put the pencil down and I sat down. And from that day until now, a change. And we had a Bible study at 4 in the morning. And it was over and I was sitting there. And I turned the book and the scripture, it was a scripture in there and it said, that you had in sin, I'll give it to you tenfold in righteousness. And then a brother came down on the rig. His name was Black. Well, at least that's what they called him, Black. And he had a big box with he had incorporated a 501c3, he had started a program. He said if he ever got out, he was doing a life sentence, but he was trying to appeal it. He said, if I ever get out, I'm gonna do some programming and some services for children. And when I got out, that's just I started right down here at the NSO 24-hour walk-in center. It's now called the Tsunami Center. I went down there at 3 in the morning because I had two choices when I came home. Go and kill the two guys that owed me $50,000. Go and kill the two guys that owed me $50,000. Get back on my feet. Or let it go and start my life all over again. I was tired. And anytime you can't kill nobody, when you get to the point where you can't kill, I'm talking about
With your bare hands.
then it's time to stop. And I was done. I didn't want to hurt people anymore. It wasn't worth it to me anymore.
What got you to that point that even made you want to go to that mother who opened, like you I heard you say, I'm tired, and you wanted to change, and even in that moment, it seems like you were right back there when she gave you that answer. Tears started to swell up in your eyes, so I have to believe that something happened even before that to get you to that point.
You know, I've been shot up. I got 5 bullet holes in me. I got a bullet inch from my heart. I got another bullet somewhere else. I shot myself in my spine, like a 1/4 of an inch from my spine in my buttocks. I've had, so many close calls. I've gone into buildings and come out with machine guns, and the police pull up, and I got police cars, old police cars, so they think I'm the police. But when I walked out the door, I prepared myself to kill the police. So when you've done that for 10, 15 years, after so long, you just like, is it worth it?
You're tired of
What clicked
hitting
was
women.
when I could hear God in me talking. That's what clicked. When I got a connection with God in me, that's when things changed.
Do you think it's like that for everyone? Because
No,
I could hear
no.
someone say, I can't hear God, or I don't believe
No,
it.
I don't think it's like that for everyone. I think that there is a motivating factor for everyone, but I don't think that it has to necessarily be based on spirituality or any form of faith. I think that at some point in time, something occurs in your life that is either a reality check or a heart-wrenching situation or something big. I've found what I'm finding and continue to be astonished by is that I may have 50 people in here, and all 50 of them may have different reasons why they battle. But all it takes is one thing, one commonality for all 50 people for the light to come on. And when I came through this program, unjustly at that, I didn't even battle. But God knew best. He sent me here as a batterer. I graduated, I came back as a peer counselor, and then Dr. Scoggins said, I'm going to California, to Beverly Hills, to be with my cousin Kanye West because he's got a foundation in the schools. I'm going to help him formulate it. I want you to take over. That changed everything. So I came here as a client, now I own the joint. So when people tell me, if you come sit in on one of our sessions, everybody that comes here, I have graduates. Sometimes I have more graduates in here than I have actual clients. And the graduates will tell the newcomers, hey, when I got here, I was just like you. Fuck Dr. Turner. Fuck choice. But now, I'm a believer. I know that I have changed, and if you listen to what this man is telling you, your life will never be the same. So it's about the practical application of the process of change. Applying the coping mechanisms and the coping skills consistently.
Yeah. So the one thing that stuck out to me, or actually two things, but one, you said if you have 50 people in the room, they all can have 50 different reasons why they batter. In your position as founder or in your position as like lead, what is a common reason that you've seen of battering? Is there a common reason, or is it all personal?
Most of it is based on relationship. Most of it is based on infidelity, adultery, finances, and the lack of power, the loss of power and control. But most of it is based on finances and then infidelity. Those are the two main reasons. And men do not like to be humiliated. They don't like, some men you can humiliate them, you can talk about them, you can degrade them, you can do anything you want in private. But when you make it public, it just does something.
So would you say too, and I'm just trying to dig a little deeper, would you say too that that everyone has a potential to be abused or to be a batterer?
What the courts say about, no, let me answer your question first.
Because let me tell you where I'm going with that when I ask that question. Because when you say infidelity or finances, but you also say loss of control, I think if none of those things would never happen, then we would be all right. And then it speaks to something else that I'm going to talk about or lead to.
But yes, everyone is a potential batterer, male and female.
So how do you feel then about when, anytime there is a case in the media, and oftentimes on social media, you have people saying, well, if she wouldn't have provoked him, or if he wouldn't have done this, and it's never...
No. She can't provoke you. You make a choice.